We have an exchange student from Finland living with us.
Hi, I'm Jose. Food in US is different.
Oh,
It's horrible.
filling this pool up, and we're wrestling.
Johnston's family wanted to do a wife-carrying race. Maybe Johnston family is crazy.
All right, turkey.
On this season of Seven Little Johnstons,
We're filling this pool up with cranberry sauce and applesauce, and we're wrestling. Oh, get him, Jose.
For the next 3 months, we have an exchange student living with us.
I'm so excited about this. Everything here is new for me.
We cannot wait to show him life with the Johnstons.
Of all the tight-knit families on reality television, few have appeared as unshakably united as the 7 Little Johnstons. At the heart of TLC's hit show is Trent and Amber Johnston, proud parents to 5 little people, Jonah, Elizabeth, Anna, Emma, and Alex, whose lives are documented with a blend of everyday chaos, heartfelt triumphs, and the unique challenges of living in a world designed for average-sized people. For seasons, the family narrative was one of a cohesive, if sometimes quirky, unit, facing the world as an impenetrable team. However, a seismic shift occurred that cracked this carefully constructed facade, revealing a deep and painful rift that stemmed from a secret held by the middle child, Anna. This was not a simple case of teenage rebellion. This was a fundamental breach of the family's core principle of unwavering unity, a secret so significant it threatened to permanently divide the Johnstons. To understand the gravity of Anna's secret, one must first understand the Johnston family doctrine. Trent and Amber have always preached a philosophy of us against the world. Having faced prejudice, medical challenges, and the constant need to adapt, they instilled in their children the paramount importance of family loyalty and open communication. Secrets were seen as a betrayal, and independence, if not managed within the family framework, was viewed as a threat. Anna, often portrayed as the more introverted and independent-minded of the children, occasionally chafed against this rigid structure. She was the daughter who seemed to feel things more deeply, whose spirit was a little more untamed, and who sometimes appeared to be an island within the bustling family archipelago. This underlying tension was the kindling, and her secret would be the match. The revelation unfolded over several episodes, a slow-burn drama that left viewers piecing together the clues. It began with a noticeable coldness between Amber and Anna. Their interactions were strained, conversations clipped, and the usual mother-daughter camaraderie was replaced with a palpable frost. Trent, typically the more jovial counterpart to Amber's sternness, seemed caught in the middle, his face etched with concern and frustration. The other children, particularly the loyal Elizabeth, appeared to be taking sides, the family fracturing into invisible camps. For weeks, the show teased the source of the conflict, with Amber making vague but pointed references to broken trust and life-altering choices. The truth, when it finally emerged, was a complex tapestry of youthful desire, parental control, and a clash of worldviews. Anna's big secret was not one single, scandalous act, but a cascade of concealed actions and a fundamental life decision she had made without her parents' knowledge or approval. At the heart of it was a romantic relationship. Anna had been secretly seeing someone her parents disapproved of, a fact she knew would lead to an immediate veto. This in itself was a significant betrayal of trust in the Johnston household. But the secret went deeper, intertwining with her aspirations for life outside of the family nest. While still living under her parents' roof and financially dependent on them, Anna had been making concrete plans for a future they had not sanctioned. She was secretly exploring moving out, not to a nearby apartment, but to a different state, a move that Amber and Trent viewed as a reckless abandonment of the family support system they deemed essential for their children's safety and success. Furthermore, she had been making significant financial decisions and investigating career paths that directly contradicted the cautious, family-approved roadmap her parents had envisioned for her. In the eyes of Trent and Amber, this wasn't just rebellion. It was a full-scale repudiation of their values and a dangerous gamble with her future. For Anna, it was a necessary step toward claiming her own autonomy and building a life she controlled. The confrontation, when it came, was explosive television, raw and emotionally devastating. It was staged in the family's familiar living room, but the comfort of the setting was betrayed by the tension in the air. Amber, with the steely resolve of a mother feeling her authority and care being thrown back in her face, laid out the accusations. Her tone was not just angry, but deeply hurt. "We have always been a team, Anna. We have faced everything together. And you chose to lie, to sneak around, to make plans behind our backs as if we are the enemy." Anna, visibly trembling but with a defiant fire in her eyes, countered with the pent-up frustration of years. "That's the problem. It's always the team. What about what I want? What about my life? You don't approve of who I love. You don't approve of where I want to live. You don't approve of what I want to do. So what choice did I have? If I told you, you would have just told me no and locked me down even more. This wasn't about hurting you. It was about finally being able to breathe." Trent, often the mediator, struggled to bridge the chasm. "Anna, it's not about control. It's about safety. It's about knowing you're okay. When you hide things like this, we can't protect you. We can't guide you. You're out there in the world making these huge decisions alone, and that terrifies us." The word alone hung in the air, embodying the very fear that drove the Johnston parenting style, the fear of a world that could be cruel to little people and the conviction that their strength was in their numbers. The fallout was immediate and severe. Anna was effectively ostracized within her own home. Family events were strained, group chats went silent with her included, and the joyful, chaotic dynamic of the Johnston household was replaced with a heavy silence. Amber's disappointment was a tangible force, and she made it clear that until Anna took accountability and realigned her priorities with the family, the divide would remain. The other children were pulled into the maelstrom. Jonah, dealing with his own struggles, seemed weary of the drama. Elizabeth, the consummate rule follower, sided firmly with her parents, viewing Anna's actions as a selfish betrayal. The younger twins, Emma and Alex, were confused and saddened by the fracture, caught between their love for their sister and their allegiance to the family unit. This period was a stark departure from the show's typical fare of prom preparations and home renovations. It was a genuine, unvarnished look at a family in crisis. Viewers were divided. Some sided fiercely with Trent and Amber, understanding their fear and viewing Anna's deception as an unforgivable breach. Others championed Anna, seeing her as a young woman fighting for her right to self-determination against overly controlling parents. The debate spilled onto social media, with hashtags like #TeamAnna and #TeamAmber trending, proving that the Johnstons' personal struggle touched a universal nerve about the delicate balance between parental protection and a child's independence. The path to reconciliation was neither quick nor easy. It required a fundamental shift in perspective from both sides. The first, tentative steps began with individual therapy for Anna and family counseling sessions for all. In these structured environments, both parties began to truly hear each other. Anna began to understand that her parents' control was, at its root, a manifestation of a deep, primal fear born from a lifetime of navigating a world not built for them. She started to see that her method, the secrecy and deception,